So, welcome to this meeting of the Board of Education of Anne Arundel County. This meeting is being televised live on AACPS-TV and streamed on AACPS's YouTube channel. General information and protocols for the meeting are posted on the sign by the doorway as you enter the room. So, please make sure that you read those if you have not already done so. At this time, we'll have our invocation. O God, we pray to administer that which is just in all educational policies, being ever mindful of your guidance. Stir us to action with love, wisdom, and understanding. And now if we could all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So, ladies and gentlemen, before we go any further in tonight's meeting, we are all in for a treat. This March marks the National Association for Music Education's 40th annual Music in Our Schools Month. The month is designed to celebrate the positive impact that music education has on students, not only here in Anne Arundel County, but across the entire country. This year's theme is United Through Music. Tonight, we are pleased to celebrate Music in Our Schools Month with a special performance by the 4th and 5th grade chorus from Central Elementary School. Central Elementary has a vibrant music program that includes general, choral, and instrumental music classes and ensembles. One of Central Elementary's most notable partnerships, and one that represents this year's theme perfectly, is the annual winter performance and sing-along that takes place with their neighboring school, Central Special. This evening, the chorus will be performing When I Close My Eyes by Jim Papoulis. Please join me in welcoming the Central Elementary 4th and 5th grade chorus under the direction of Emily James.
When I close my
Ladies and gentlemen, what a treat. Once again, let's round of applause. So we're going to move up and have some pictures taken with this great group. Okay, welcome back, everyone. So that was a treat, wasn't it? It really was. Let's give them one more round of applause. You just have to do that. It's just amazing. So, we'll be moving on now to item 2.03. That's the approval of our minutes. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve?
Second.
And any discussion? We have consensus? And we do. So item 2.04, establishing our agenda order. I hear a motion.
Motion to approve the agenda is written.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Saying that consensus? We have that. So we're moving on to item 2.05, our recognition. Mr. Vasquez, Michael Vasquez.
Good evening, President Silkworth, members of the board, and Dr. Bedell. On behalf of the Anne Arundel County Council of PTAs, we're excited to celebrate the winners of this year's Reflections Art Program. The theme was Accepting Imperfection. The theme encourages us to embrace our flaws as part of our unique creativity. Students competed at their school level and then advanced to the county level, where they placed in the top 3 in their category to qualify for the State Reflections Program. We commend all the students for their creativity and for embracing imperfection in their work. And could those students, if you are here, please stand up? There's a lot of them. We'd also like to thank all the PTA members for your support, and we encourage you to join your local PTA to continue supporting student programs like Reflections. At this time, we invite our honorees. Oh, they all sat back down again. Okay, to come forward to be recognized. Thank you. You could all stand up and come up this way. Follow the person with the camera.
Are we going to do 2 rows? We're going to do 2 rows. Switch you. Switch these. I need some more friends. It's a little lopsided. Yes, there we go. Good. There we go. Good. The 3 on the edge over here, can you guys come and stand on the side? I can't see you. There you go. Come on over here. Okay, there we go. Now I can see everybody. All right. Let's take a couple. Smile. Big smile. We see beautiful. 2 more. Big smile. Congratulations.
Again, I just wanted to say thank you to all of our participants, to the local PTAs who supported them. And this year was our largest number of entries, and we hope to double it next year. I think we had 80 entries this year, and we're hoping to get double, if not more, next year. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So we'll be moving on to item 3.0. It's our public comments on agenda items. We do not have any public comments on agenda items this evening. So we move on to our report section, item 4.01, our CRASC report.
Good evening, President Silkworth, Vice President Dent, members of the board, and Dr. Bedell. My name is Jason Semenoff Jr., my pronouns are he, him, and I am a proud freshman at Chesapeake High School. I am so honored to serve as the CRASC Secretary of Education. Our February General Assembly, Letting Our Voices Empower, held at the Chesapeake Arts Center, was a resounding success. It brought together middle and high school students involved in their school's SGAs to strengthen their advocacy skills. Throughout the event, students engaged in interactive games and breakout sessions, collaborating with peers from other schools. These activities allowed them to explore how they, as SGA members and students, could enhance their advocacy efforts, both personally and within their communities. Students also brainstormed ways to advocate for causes specific to their schools while refining essential skills like communication and outreach. A special thank you to Delegate Andrew Pruski for joining us virtually and underscoring the importance of advocacy. Since my last report, CRASC has announced the 3 finalists for the 52nd Student Member of the Board. Congratulations to Michelle Fidel from Chesapeake High School, Braden Morgan from Glen Burnie High School, and Jack Warwick from Chesapeake Science Point. Students are invited to attend the virtual SMOP Town Hall tomorrow, March 20th at 6:30 p.m. to meet the candidates and learn more about their platforms. Be sure to follow their campaigns on Instagram as well. SMOP voter registration opens on Friday, March 21st at 8 a.m. Students who wish to be a part of their school's voting delegation must register to vote. Be sure to look for this flyer at your school, on Brightspace, on the CRASC website, and on Instagram. The SMOP debate will take place on Wednesday, April 9th at 4:30 p.m. in the boardroom and will be streamed live on AACPS YouTube. The Maryland Association of Student Councils celebrated its 75th anniversary at its annual convention, held from March 11th through 13th at the Roland E. Powell Convention Center in Ocean City, Maryland, with 74 attendees, 60 student delegates, and 14 SGA advisors from CRASC. This event brought together student leaders from across the state for a series of enriching activities. These included motivational speaker sessions, grade-level workshops, student-led leadership workshops, networking opportunities, team-building exercises, discussions on youth-related legislative matters, and recreational activities. Additionally, MASC members had the opportunity to elect new officers to serve in leadership roles for the coming school year. The March episode of Teen Talk, which focused on ECAP, AACC, and dual enrollment in Anne Arundel County, premiered on March 5th. Be sure to check it out on the AACPS YouTube channel and AACPS TV. If you're interested in taking ECAP courses this summer or next fall, this episode is a great resource. Don't forget to follow Teen Talk on Instagram at AACPS Teen Talk for more updates. On this slide, you'll find a list of the upcoming CRASC events as we dive into the 52nd SMOB election season. That's all from me. Have a wonderful spring break, and I will see you next month.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to item 4.02, our PTA report.
Good evening again, President Silkworth, Vice President Dent, all members of the Board of Education, Dr. Bedell, and guests. My name is Michael Vasquez. My pronouns are they, them. I'm President of the Anne Arundel County Council of PTAs. Again, on behalf of the Anne Arundel County Council of PTAs, we are excited to celebrate the winners of this year's Reflections Arts Program, themed Accepting Imperfection. Students competed at their school level, advanced to the county level, and their work is currently on display here at the Board of Education building through April 8th, 2025. As for AACC PTA updates, our nominating committee is currently collecting applications for all AACC PTA executive committee positions. They will be accepting nominations through April, and our elections will be held in May. Also, the AACC PTA's Board of Directors is currently discussing proposed bylaw changes. We plan to present these updates as soon as possible and to collect feedback prior to our next general membership meeting. Please email info@aaccpta.org for the link to register for AACC PTA meetings for the 2024-2025 school year. In honor of the 2025 Women's History Month theme, moving forward, women educating and inspiring generations, I'd like to share some inspiring words from a few famous American women. It's important to teach our female youth that it's okay to say, yes, I am good at this, and don't hold back. Simone Biles, the GOAT. To all the little girls who are watching this, never doubt that you are valuable and powerful and deserving of every chance and opportunity in the world to pursue and achieve your own dreams. Hillary Clinton, former First Lady, U.S. politician. Responsibility to yourself means refusing to let others do your thinking, talking, and naming for you. It means learning to respect and use your own brains and instincts, hence grappling with hard work. Adrienne Rich, American poet. As an organization, AACPTA will continue to advocate for policies that serve to support our teachers, school-based staff, and every child. We encourage all members to join us at the effort by working together to help our communities grow, thrive, and succeed. To all schools in the district, please let us know how we can work with your school's PTA by contacting us at info@aaccpta.org or by visiting our website at aaccpta.givebacks.com. And finally, a quote from one of my favorite actor comedians, legendary diva Betty White. My mother always used to say, the older you get, the better you get, unless you're a banana. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. And now we're moving on to item 4.03, our CAC report, understanding that we do not have a CAC report. So we'll move on to item 4.04. That's the president's report. So I do have a few things. On Monday, the 10th of March, I had the honor and privilege to attend CAC meeting here at the Board of Ed. And as always, I am proud of all of the members of this group, the CAC, for their dedication, their commitment to our students and schools. In AACPS, we are so lucky to have a CAC that really does make a difference. On Tuesday, March the 11th, I attended the 2025 Regional Science and Engineering Expo Award ceremony held at Arundel High School. And I'd like to extend congratulations to all award winners. But also on behalf of all award winners, I would like to thank all parents, guardians, relatives, family members, and others who in fact supported these award winners along the way. Their great achievements would not be possible without their support. And of course, a huge thank you to all of our great teachers and staff who have taught and mentored these great students. On Wednesday, the 12th of March, I had the honor and privilege to attend the Teen Parent Program in Odenton at the Kingdom Care Center. I was accompanied by Ms. Schauheim and also Ms. Dent. The goal of the Kingdom Care Teen Parent Education Program is a simple one, ensuring that young parents have the chance to finish what they started. These young women, we had the opportunity to talk to many of the young women there, and these young women were struggling in school. And in fact, most of them said that their grades were failing. Now, they are all saying that their grades, and actually in most cases, their grades were great, most of them getting straight A's, and they are now on track to graduate with a bright future. So that was a great experience. On Wednesday, the 12th of March, I had the opportunity, along with Miss Dent, to attend the STEM Award ceremony at Lindale Middle School. This is also a great event, not only because students in our STEM program are honored, but also because students honor their teachers who have taught and mentored them along the way. Wonderful experience. Dr. McMahon did a fantastic job as always, and I would like to again to thank all parents and guardians and family members and friends who have supported these students as they continue to accomplish so much in our STEM program. And finally, on Monday, March 17th, we did have a public workshop here in the boardroom with a presentation to us about college and career readiness. This was a fantastic presentation, and it did showcase the great decisions made by our great staff to help all of our students belong, grow, and succeed. So my thanks to Dr. Bedell, Dr. Hamlin, and the entire staff for a job well done. So that does conclude my reports. Ms. Schauheim.
Yes, thank you. Because it's Music Month, I also wanted to mention that we just had, or the middle schools throughout the county just had their band assessment. I was able to attend with my parent hat on. this was at Northeast on Monday, and all of our bands, I think we listened to 4 or 5 of them, were just outstanding, just really, really super great. So I just wanted to say that, and kudos to everyone involved.
Okay, thank you. So that does conclude. Well, there is one more thing, folks. And I have made this announcement the past few meetings, and the board understands that many people have questions and or concerns regarding the phase 2 redistricting process. Once again, we are still at the beginning of a collaborative process. And in support of that collaboration, a private consultant, WXY, was hired to put together scenarios. Those scenarios are just that. They are not recommendations. The superintendent can amend the scenarios based on community feedback or other factors, in fact, that did occur in phase 1. Until the superintendent makes a recommendation to us in July, the board will not be directly involved in any planning related to redistricting. At this early juncture, the redistricting process is being led by the superintendent staff with the consultant and the public's input. I encourage you to utilize the web tool that was created for you and your fellow community members to provide input to the superintendent so that he can formulate a recommendation or recommendations to this board. Please go to www.aacpsredistricting.org to view the scenarios and leave comment by May the 1st. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that may have been extended, the May 1st to what, May 15th? Right. The board will select an option or options to bring forward for a public briefing and public hearings, which will be scheduled in September and October of 2025. Complete information about the redistricting process can be found at www.aacps.org/phase 2 redistricting. So thank you. And that does conclude the President's report. We'll be moving on to item 4.05, Superintendent's report. Dr. Bedell.
All right, thank you, Mr. President. I told you a couple of meetings ago that the Chesapeake's wrestling team would not be the only one to win a state championship in the winter season. Our school district captured 2 more team state titles when South River's girls basketball team beat Oakland Mills on Friday night, and Meade's cheerleading team won its classification a couple of weeks ago. 3 of our wrestlers, as you see on the screen, won individual state championships in their respective weight classes. And it's important to note that Lexi, who is a wrestler for Crofton, I had a chance to watch her compete last year. I believe this may be her junior year, it may be her 3rd title in a row. So she is a talent and still has another year, and I'm certain probably will have a strong opportunity at the next level. So I wanted to congratulate all of them. That makes 3 team and 5 individual state titles this winter to go along with 10 team and 1 individual state title in the fall. Now we're on to the spring, and I fully expect our teams will be bringing home some more gold. So those numbers are astronomical after 2 seasons, and we know in Anne Arundel County, for our spring sports, we are a very highly competitive school district. So I'm proud of the work that our students are doing with their extracurriculars, the coaches, and all of our educators, because they have to be eligible in order to compete at this level. I had the opportunity to speak to members of the 10th class of the International Parent and Community Leadership Academy last week. And I want to share something that I think showed just how hungry people are to be involved in our school system. As part of our discussion, I spoke of the need for more mentors for our students. And I do that with almost every group I speak to. Francis Cruz Serrano, who coordinates the group, told me a day or so after those remarks that 8 members of this year's class talked about ways to begin mentoring. I understand that number has now grown to 14. Now, these are parents and community members whose primary language is not English. Efforts like the IPCLA show them that they can belong in AACPS. So just imagine the power of their mentoring in helping students whose first language may not be English to understand that they can not only belong, but can grow and succeed. I am very excited about that news, and I hope you are as well. And once again, another strong program that exists here in Anne Arundel County. I want to take a minute to reiterate information about 3 upcoming community meetings about phase 2 of redistricting that we announced earlier this week. These meetings are designed to allow community members to better understand the process and offer public comment, which will be held on March 25th at Southern High School, April 9th in this boardroom, and April 29th at Annapolis Middle School. Now, some people will say, why aren't you doing this in every community? Because the reality is it's just from a timing standpoint, it's difficult. So we wanted to schedule one here in particular at the BOE that would capture a number of those other areas that we didn't cover. Also, the sheer scope and size of some of the changes that may happen in respective clusters resulted in us making the decisions that we made. It is not that one is more important than another. But we do have other clusters that are being redistricted, and some of the numbers aren't as large as the impact will be in other areas. And that was the decision for that. They will feature a brief presentation about the process and timeline, as well as the 3 scenarios developed by our consultant. There will then be up to 60 minutes for public comment, with each speaker being given 2 minutes. If more than 30 people sign up to speak, we will conduct a lottery for the speaking slots. Anyone who doesn't receive a speaking slot will be able to provide written comment. I want to emphasize that I have made no recommendation to this board yet. That will happen this summer. The board will then hold public hearings to solicit even more input. Because of the timing of these community meetings, the deadline for comment through our web tool on the proposed scenarios developed by the consultant has been extended to May 15th. Again, at this stage, these are simply proposals developed by our consultant. And you can see here on the screen, all of our redistricting information can be found online here where you see the www.aacps.org /phase 2 redistricting. Before I move to the final slide, I do want to say one more thing about redistricting. And I know because people will say, well, why aren't we all just allowed to speak? Because we have a tool where you can give us input. And the fact that we're doing something that's a little bit different from phase 1 lets everybody know that we are willing to listen and hear what the concerns are. That's a part of us evolving as we introduce this new format of how we will conduct redistricting. This will not be a back and forth. You will give your 2 minutes. We will take everything that you're saying into consideration. And I will say this again. I want this for the record, what I'm saying now, but I will say this at each of the 3. You can give us input. Please trust me. We're going to look at all of the input that we receive. It does not mean that we're going to act on everything that everybody gives us. There will be some suggestions, and some have already come in where we already are saying, okay, that makes sense. So you will see a shift in what was presented on these first 3 based on feedback that has already come to me that I will then recommend to the board. But I do want to reiterate this. Not everything that everybody suggests will be taken into account, because we do have to balance the system, and we will balance the system. Finally, just a couple of notes about our staffing vacancies. As you can see, we've taken teachers and teacher assistants out because of the mere fact that we are in recruitment season. We have a big job fair that is going to take place. Is it this upcoming next weekend? On the 29th, we'll have a monster job fair, and I'm looking forward to all of the folks who will come to participate in that. And listen, we were only at 55 or 54 teacher vacancies, a significant drop from where it was last year, a significant drop from where it was during the first year when I was here. And so our hope is that each year we're getting better and we're able to try to get those numbers down to 0. But you can see these other numbers, and we know that we still have work to do, but we will continue to work hard to try to reduce these vacancies that we have. Mr. President, that concludes the superintendent's report.
Thank you, Dr. Bedell. Okay, we're going to be moving on to our consent items, 5.01. Do I hear a motion to bundle?
Motion to bundle.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion to bundle items 5.01 to 5.06. We have consensus? We do have consensus. So, Dr. Bedell.
Thank you, Mr. President. The superintendent recommends that the Board of Education authorize the award of contracts on the consent items numbered 5.01 through 5.06.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Do we have any discussion? Ms. Schauheim.
I just wanted to say that it's really exciting to vote on the Old Mill High School replacement as part of the 5-school, to coin a phrase just used, monster construction project. This is good. Long time in coming.
Thank you. Ms. Howe.
Ms. Pulliam,
Aye.
Ms. Schauheim,
Aye.
Ms. McFarland. Aye. Ms. Dent.
Aye.
Dr. Tobin.
Aye.
Ms. McDermott.
Aye.
Mr. Silkworth.
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
Okay, we're moving on to action items. Item 6.01, administrative personnel appointments. Dr. Bedell.
Thank you, Mr. President. The superintendent recommends that the personnel listed on the attached sheet be promoted and or appointed as discussed in executive close.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Ms. Howe.
Ms. Pulliam,
Aye.
Ms. Schauheim,
Aye.
Ms. McFarland. Aye. Ms. Dent.
Aye.
Dr. Tobin.
Aye.
Ms. McDermott.
Aye.
Mr. Silkworth.
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
I don't know why.
Okay, we're moving on to item
would you say
6.02, policy revisions. That's on third reading, reporting child abuse and neglect, code JEF. Ms. Wilson.
All right, as Ms. Wilson comes up, I'll go ahead and give the recommendation, and then she will take you through any additional information. The superintendent recommends approval of policy JEF, subject to final correction for style and format. I'll pass it over to Grace Wilson.
Good evening, President Selkworth, Vice President Dent, Dr. Bedell, and members of the board. For the record, I'm Grace Wilson, Senior Legislative and Policy Specialist for the district. Policy JEF, reporting child abuse and neglect, is before you on third reading for final adoption this evening. As a reminder, this policy and the accompanied regulation were requested for review by staff in order to incorporate revisions to state regulation. And with that, I'd be happy to take any questions you have on policy JEF.
Okay, I'm looking at my lights. I see no lights. So do we have a motion?
Move to adopt.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Ms. Howe.
Ms. Pulliam,
Aye.
Ms. Schauheim,
Aye.
Ms. McFarland. Aye. Ms. Dent.
Aye.
Dr. Tobin.
Aye.
Ms. McDermott.
Aye.
Mr. Silkworth.
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
Okay, policy revisions on the first reading, 6.03, student conduct code JCC. Ms. Wilson.
Thank you, President Selkworth. Policy JCC student conduct is before you on first reading before being posted for a 30-day public comment period. This policy was requested for review this year by staff. Staff initially came in requesting a new restorative practices policy be developed. However, in further discussions, staff has decided to recommend that it would be more appropriate to incorporate restorative practices into your existing student conduct policy. This ensures that individuals who are seeking information regarding discipline find information regarding restorative practices and vice versa. So at this point in time, staff is recommending the policy title and position be updated to reflect our use of restorative practices. And I would just like to take a moment to thank Kathy Rockefeller, our senior specialist for school climate, who's joining me here this evening. She was instrumental in reviewing the policy and updating it. So thank you, Kathy. And with that, I'd be happy to take any questions you have on policy JCC.
Ms. Schauheim.
Since she's here, and she probably, maybe, I don't know, may or may not have watched the meeting last time. I wanted to say thank you again for your just incredible presentation and just answering all of our questions. And I know that you're very, very passionate about this. It really showed through, and I just wanted to say thank you.
Okay, I'm seeing no more lights.
Thank you. The policy will be posted for a 30-day public comment period.
Okay. We're moving on to item 6.04, items of legislation. Ms. Wilson.
Thank you, Mr. Sulkworth. Before I discuss the items of legislation exhibit before you, I did want to provide a brief update on House Bill 226, the priority legislation for the board and AACPS this Maryland General Assembly legislative session. I am pleased to share that the bill passed the House unanimously on Monday with amendments. Those amendments establish a 2-year sunset provision, establish a reporting requirement, require that any implementation of a revised school calendar be made district-wide, and finally require that if we adopt a model with less than 180 days of school, that we allow hourly employees who may be impacted the opportunity to make up any lost work. So while it would have been ideal to have the Senate move on the legislation as well, there's still an opportunity for them to do so, and we will be actively encouraging for them to do that. So that being said, I'll turn it over to the items of legislation exhibit before you. The first section does contain one bill on which I'm asking the board to take a position. That is House Bill 1513, entitled Public School Security Personnel, Prohibition on Immigration Investigation and Enforcement Functions. This bill would prohibit school resource officers and school security at public schools from engaging in immigration enforcement. And as you can see, staff has recommended a position of support, and I'd be happy to take any questions you have on this bill or any other items of legislation in the exhibit before you.
Okay, I'm not seeing any lights, but you do need a decision about House Bill 1513.
Yes, Mr. Sulkworth.
So do I have a motion?
Move to support.
Second.
So we have a motion to support with a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, Ms. Howe.
Ms. Pulliam,
Aye.
Ms. Schulheim,
Aye.
Ms. McFarland,
Aye.
Ms. Dent,
Aye.
Dr. Tobin,
Aye.
Ms. McDermott,
Aye.
Mr. Silkworth.
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Ms. Wilson. So moving on to item 7.01, monthly financial status report. Any concerns, questions? Okay, seeing none. So we're going to be moving on to our public comments on non-agenda items at this time. So this is one of the opportunities that the board provides to hear the views and receive the advice of community members. The members of this board appreciate hearing from interested citizens as appropriate. We will refer your concerns to the superintendent for follow-up by his staff. While we encourage public input on policies, programs, and practices within the purview of this board and the school system, this is not the proper forum to address specific student or employee matters or to comment on matters that do not relate the public education in Anne Arundel County. I remind everyone that any inappropriate personnel remarks or other behavior that disrupts or interferes with the conduct of this meeting are out of order. Persons who otherwise disrupt or disturb this meeting will not be allowed to continue their remarks. It is not the board's general practice to engage in question and answer sessions with speakers. For the record, please give your name before speaking. Handouts should be given to the board assistant. I ask that speakers observe the 2-minute clock. A yellow light will shine when you have 30 seconds remaining, and a tone will sound when your time has expired. Please conclude your remarks when you hear the tone. If you continue after your time has expired, the mic may be turned off. It could also be turned off if the speaker addresses specific student or employee matters or are commenting on matters not related to public education in Anne Arundel County. And so we do have one individual testifying this evening. I'd like to call up Ashley Byrne-Rice. Good evening.
Why aren't there more people here?
Can you hear me? Okay. When is my time starting?
Your choice, you could sit if you like,
Oh,
or
I want to
stand.
stand. I sat last time. I didn't like it. So as long as you can hear me, I'm good. Okay. Good evening. My name is Ashley Byrne-Rice, and I'm a fourth grade parent at Jones Elementary, and here to represent the fourth grade Jones parents for equitable access to education. I previously commented on January 22nd, and here again because our concerns still remain unresolved. In September 2024, many fourth grade parents reached out to our administration and board members regarding classroom support, and we were told that we were operating within the framework of the state blueprint legislation using, quote, data-driven supports. However, after reviewing the blueprint for Maryland's future, money follows the students AACPS staffing methodology for 2024-2025, we were surprised that our school is not actually following the framework set by the county. Jones Elementary is classified as a Tier 1 school, yet our farms percentage is 15.7, which aligns with the Tier 2 model. This raises serious concerns and why this discrepancy has not been addressed earlier in this school year. Why only now, just 3 months out of the school year, have we all of a sudden had funding to hire a teacher's assistant? Where was the transparency in this process? Additionally, it is concerning that our principal introduced the new teacher's assistant as her to, quote, function as a third, fourth grade teacher. While we appreciate the support, it is not a credentialed teacher, nor solves the core issue of our students needing more in the classroom. Clearly, someone recognized that additional support was necessary. Otherwise, why hire the teacher's assistants? Merely, this is just a Band-Aid. Our students deserve equitable resources, including properly staffed grade levels, and we encourage the board to correct the ongoing issue and not just add another temporary fix to the problem. Thank you.
Thank you. So that does conclude our public comments on non-agenda items. So at this time, is there a motion?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. Second?
Second.
Okay, we will be adjourned. Just one or two announcements. Tuesday, April 1, 3 p.m. Meeting, a virtual meeting of the Policy Committee. And our next general board meeting will be 12 p.m. meeting here in the boardroom Wednesday, April the 2nd. Thank you. Have a great night.